Or just have like, you know how like South Park will do Canadians with just like a split mouth?
Yes,
Just do Doyle like that.
I could definitely do that on my computer. This is
Yes.
happening.
All
This
right,
is happening.
please, please.
And we
Hey,
brought
everybody! Welcome to this episode of Thinking Outside the Long Box. Today we are talking about our pop, pop,
Pulp?
pop culture classic.
Is there pulp in it?
Is there a
Yeah,
pulp
it's
culture
very, it's a
classic?
very pulp
Ugh.
cult. I can't fucking talk, guys.
Pulp culture classic sounds gross.
It does. It really does.
That sounds like orange juice that turns into concrete when you let it dry out.
Ugh.
When I drink orange juice, it has to have no pulp in it because pulp is fucking gross. I don't care what anybody
Ugh.
says. It's so nasty.
I don't
That
mind it.
meme of the all pulp orange juice. Bro.
Well,
Well, anyway.
what bullshit are we talking about, Gabe?
Today we are going to be talking about the Japanese teenage murder movie Battle Royale.
Battle Royale is a 2000 Japanese action thriller film directed by Kinji Fukasaku with a screenplay written by Kenta Fukasaku.
No way, that's right.
Nope.
It's Fukasaku. It's either Fukasaku or Fukasaku.
Fair.
Well, to the audience, just got the white version and the whiter version of his name. So here we go.
It's based on the 1999 novel by Kaoshun Takami, starring Tatsuya Fujiwara,
Keep
Aki
going.
Maeda, Taro Yamamoto, and Takeshi Kitano. The film follows a group of junior high school students that are forced to fight to the death by the Japanese totalitarian government. The film drew controversy and was banned or excluded from distribution in several countries. Toy Company, Toy, I think that's how you pronounce that, refused to sell the film to any United States film distributor for over a decade due to concerns about potential controversy and lawsuits until Anchor Bay Entertainment eventually acquired the film in 2010 for direct-to-video release.
So, I used to read this magazine called Roomwork Magazine. It was like, it's pretty much everything that I like about horror in one magazine. They review books, they review movies, music, video games. If it's horror themed, it's in that magazine. And they had this whole ass article about Japanese movies that were not available in the United States that you had to get your hands on. And this was one of them. So I ended up buying like a fan sub of this movie like forever ago. And I just remember I watched that video until it wore out. This is like one of my favorite Japanese like action slash horror slash school kids slash crazy fucking bullshit movies. Like this movie is so over the top and so like the
Checks a lot of
gore.
boxes for him, Juan.
Oh, dude, the gore is comedic. The action is like ridiculous. Everything about the movie, even the end is so stupid. Like
I love it.
and it made a sequel. Like somehow that turned into a sequel. Oh, it's so good. Like this movie's
Somehow this movie spawned a whole genre of movies.
This is
Like-
why Catching Fire happens. Like, I mean, there's so much cool shit that is because of Battle Royale.
Like in a more modern tone, you wouldn't have Hunger Games without Battle Royale.
Nope.
Not even close. And remember how upset people were when we had a movie out of Hollywood with teenagers killing each other?
Oh, dude. If it was anything like this movie, there never would have been sequels to it.
No, would have been
I do love, so I watched this I watched the English Anchor Bay version of it on Tubi. And at the beginning of it, it has the amazing announcement about how the film had gotten an R15, which means like it's effectively like the R rating here, but it's 15 and older as opposed to 17 and older. So it got an R15, and as a consequence, people that are the age of the characters in the film should not be watching the film. And they make that like really, really clear. And I thought that was funny. But it comes from like a super awesome like time in Japanese like just dark movies. Like this is when like Suicide Circle came out, this is when Audition came out, this is when Ichi the Killer came out. Like all the Takeshi Miike movies that people fucking love that are about the Yakuza. Like this was a like early 2000s. There were so many fucking awesome Japanese movies coming out. Sorry. I fucking love this movie. Like this is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's why when you mentioned it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, we should watch it. Like
I was gonna say that never happens.
Yeah.
We definitely had like we had Brotherhood of the Wolf is still in the wings somehow.
Well, no, that's just because it's hard to find. Like
True.
I have the VHS of it. We should all, once pandemic is not as crazy, we should just all get together at my house and watch it.
You decide that, my friend.
I know.
Anyway, back to Battle Royale.
These motherfuckers aren't wearing their masks at all in this movie.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's funny. I hate this movie.
Do you really?
Okay. I don't hate the movie, but I don't. Here's the thing. A lot of the times when you really, I find when you really like something that comes from an era that's especially not English, I have no attachment to it. So this movie to me was like Hostel. To me, it's just over the top gore that doesn't really lead to anything. There's not really any point. The government, I guess, is making these fucking kids kill each other, and there's a champion. Like like Hunger Games, to me felt like, yeah, even though it's less gory, it felt like it had a more complete story, and that may be because of the time when Battle Royale was told. It just didn't resonate. It just was not. It was cool because there was crazy fucking murder deaths happening all over the place, and I think that's what kept me. But I just don't have the same attachment to it, I guess, is really what it boils down to.
What's funny is like when I first saw this movie, like I was super impressed by it. I loved it, and as a consequence, I hunted down an English translation of the novel, and I read all of the manga of it too. And I think a part of it, because as I was watching it, I was thinking about some of the subtext that's happening between characters, and I was like, wait, they don't talk about that at all in the movie. And I think that might be part of it too, is I consumed fucking absolutely everything I could about this movie over like a year and a half. And the novel, so the way the novel ends is almost exactly the same, but imagine if you did that in such a way that it was like emotional and not stupid. Like like you can see that the potential is there for that if like the whole movie was taken seriously, but it's not. Like
no, it's very RoboCop.
It's just stupid and fun, and like I don't like Hostel. Hostel has more plot than I think I ever gave it credit for, because I watched it again kind of recently.
Oh wow!
Like
I'm in the same boat. To me, it never. And I watched it when it very first came out, and so I haven't revisited it since then.
So it doesn't have much of a plot like that. Don't get me wrong,
Gabe, you bastard.
But like, it has more of a story than I think I gave it credit for. This actually has a story to it that I kind of like, because it's this interesting mix of like a weird version of a lot of like anime and manga that I've already seen before. Things like Gantz and like, like 3x3 Eyes, which is like this anime that's just like over the top gory. Like everything gets its neck slashed, and that slash then sprays everything in like a 3 mile radius, like that kind of stuff. And like, it is. And And because it was like that, and then because I consumed so much of the other stuff that had to do with it, I think it's just like burrowed its way into my brain as something that's like super fun and positive. And I really like that. It's not even like nostalgia. I think it's just like I think I put enough of it into my mind that it's just something that is always going to be fun for me. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things like that that I think I just enjoy too much because because I went and found every single little scrap of anything about it. And then other people are like, oh, yeah, I like that thing. And then I talk to them for like 3 hours about it. They're like, I don't like that thing anymore.
You ruined it for me.
You ruined it for me.
It's like Gabe accidentally asking me a question about Destiny.
Yes.
Dude,
Except
like
for
three
you
different...
Can we just play?
3 different podcasts and a YouTube like history lore series that I watched. Yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah, I 100% understand that. There's things that I get so excited about that I can't not want to have all of it. Conan obviously being the main example. Incidentally, can we talk about how just shortly? No, I just want to say this.
Can we so coming into tonight, I thought a lot of shit has happened in the last 2 weeks that we've been apart. I figured that we would start at the top of the hour when we do the live show to get that out of the way. Okay. And if I think I know where you're going with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I feel like that'll fit in good right there.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I love Battle Royale. This movie gets 40 out of 40 middle school corpses.
Wow.
Like that's how old they're supposed to be. They're 7th graders.
Yeah,
none of them look like fucking 7th graders, but they're supposed to be 7th graders.
That's what's supposed to make it worse, Juan, is that they're supposed to be like legit children.
Kids. Yeah. And that's a lot clearer in the book. Like in the actual novel, it feels a lot more like Lord of the Flies meets Hunger Games than it does like what the movie is, where it's just like, and we're shooting people.
Yep.
And I think that there's a place in my heart for things that are like this, that are over the top and they're gory and it's just not some. If I'm gonna see, and I wouldn't even call this horror. I don't even know what genre I'd call this, but I like that stuff. I like gore. I like people's heads flying off. I just feel like that's all that this is.
Oh, for sure.
And that's it. And that's okay. It gets filed away with Hostel, and it gets filed away with those other things that are just like that. It's not, I don't think it's bad. I just don't, like, it was just I feel like I jumped into somebody's life and experienced it for 2 hours, and then I just jumped back out because there wasn't a real story. Like, I was just there watching people fucking get murdered and necks were getting chopped off, and there was a blade in somebody's head. Like, it was nuts. But, and that's cool.
Yeah,
like,
awesome.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. It just didn't fulfill me like I want a movie to. And I think you have that because, like you said, you read the books, you did all this other stuff, and I just don't have that attachment to it.
I love that we got a Facebook message that just says, "Oh, that chick in the yellow jumpsuit just stabbed that dude in the balls."
Love that. Woke up to that message.
Yeah. Like, it's over the top. And like, so the reason it tends to get lumped into horror movies is because of the gore.
Right.
Like, because there's not really, like, there's a movie called like Story of Ricky, okay, that's about this guy in prison, and like he punches through a dude's head, he like pushes, he does the mountain and like explodes a dude, like, people's arms get torn off and shit, and that typically gets lumped into horror too, but it's not. It's like it's a prison movie, There's there's a certain like type of Asian action film that I think I like more than a lot of normal action films because they like ride that cusp of like action movie and gore movie. Like, and I love that. Like there's some of the Yakuza movies that were coming out in like the 90s and 2000s are like more gory and violent than like a Friday the 13th is, where you're just like, damn, that dude cut that other dude's ear off. Like, oh, and his finger. Oh, and his nipple. Like, you know, like, it's
like everybody's seen the Asian action scene where the guy just goes like, hoo-yah! Like he just does a circle, and the guy's just like arms, legs, like everything, blood, you know. Like, you get a ton more gore in your average Japanese action film.
The other thing that
about the way they do them that tickles me. Like, it's so insane that I can't help but like crack a smile because people don't explode like that. Like, no. I mean, it's just amazing. We don't like I've cut my finger and done arterial spray before, like from my finger when I unwrapped it. So I've seen like what that looks like. It doesn't go that far. It's not that
it's not like when you put your thumb down on the hose and you get that.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah, it's not a fan of blood. It's like a spurt.
Like, because it's coming out of one place. Like, your whole neck doesn't explode if you like get it slit. Like, oh, it's so amazing.
While we were chatting, the other one that came to mind for me that's like this is Hellraiser. I to be fair, I haven't revisited that in years, but that's another movie to me that was just mostly hanging dudes up on hooks and grossness, and it didn't flesh anything out. I know there's like 7 of them, and so it probably is fleshed out at some point. But that's another.
A lot like Halloween, how like Halloween and 1 and 2 kind of make like a complete story. Hellraiser 1 and 2 definitely make that like one full story.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Hellraiser 3 fucks it up, and then Hellraiser 4 is good, and 5 is good, then 6 sucks, and then
they just made a new. I mean, not just, but I think there's a newer one too.
A couple years. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet though. I'm feared.
Battle Royale. 88% critic score, 89% audience score. So it's well liked.
For sure. It's an awesome movie. And like I said, it belongs to a time when
it belongs in a museum.
No, so that's
you. Oh shit, that's where I was going. I love it.
Dude, I just mentioned Indiana Jones last episode. Like, right, I fucking love that character, man. And I'm kind of jazzed that they're doing like one last film.
Fuck it, I don't care. Do 20 of them. I'm
for
excited.
Sure.
Oh, they're on the even one, so I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
oh man,
it's like really good, really good. Oh man. Well, look. So I obviously you know that I give this movie 100%. Like I fucking love this movie. So around the table, Tim, what do you think of it?
I'm gonna give it 110%.
Go fuck yourself.
I think it's just that much better than the average good film. Where are you sitting with it, Juan?
I'm gonna give it 50% because it's like as.
You're wrong.
No, just it's not the problem.
Because Juan's
is
a sociopath.
The problem is I honestly don't know where to put it on a scale because it doesn't have a really good storyline, but it kept me interested because the fight scenes and the over the top craziness I enjoy a lot. And so it's like 100% on that scale and like a 0% on the other scale for me. They kind of meet in the middle somewhere. So
that's fair. I mean, I I can't defend that. Like, there's no way to say, no, man, the plot's amazing. Nope,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
not. It's a
You
bunch
didn't
of
get that?
kids just fucking killing each other. Like, it's, and they're like commit suicide because their boyfriend, girlfriend, or like they, you
Yeah.
know, they stick together because they're like, you know, a little group, a little clique. Like, all of the plot lines are the same plot lines of like my high school experience. So who gives a fuck? Like, you know,
Somehow a dude whose eyes were burned out still can be like, and then almost perfectly shoot at you. It's like,
Hey.
what the fuck?
his other senses were heightened, Juan.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
He did
Haven't
the look.
you
He
seen
did the look back,
Daredevil?
I think 3 times.
Yeah. It's awesome. Dude, they paid a shitload of money to give him those eye sockets. They're going to make as much use of that as humanly possible.
Oh,
Oh,
God, yeah.
man. Tim, you gave it, you said 110,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then Juan gave it 50.
He
Felt
wanted
so
and
to
then-
be
good to hear
10%
you
better
say it,
than
though, Gabe.
What's that?
I said it felt so good to hear you say it just now, though.
Yeah.
Ah, mission complete. My work here is done, boys.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a great movie. And Tim has made me say things I don't like saying, so.
That's how
Check us
distracted
out.
you were. Movie's that good.
Yeah, there you go. On this note, be sure to check us out, totlb.com. That's where you can find all of the links to our social media, all sorts of different stuff that we're doing. And of course, go to the shop section to pick up a new shirt and some mugs and some ladies on a calendar looking fine and that sort of thing.
Awesome.
What's that?
Said those mugs are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are. The ones that I just got, those are dope.
Yeah.
I love them. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Be sure to also visit us at patreon.com/TOTLB. You can get free stuff from us just by subscribing for as little as $1 a month. And you also get some extra videos and other things that we're doing on the side. And of course, be sure to find us on YouTube at youtube.com/thinking outside the long box. There are videos there. It's a platform for videos. There's a president that's not allowed to be on it anymore.
Oh,
We'll get there.
gotta love
We'll
that.
get there.
Which is
We'll
a
get
crazy
there.
thought. You know what else isn't allowed to be on YouTube anymore? Michael Kirk, because he fucked a midget and now he's dead. Be sure to give us a call at 970-573-6148 on the Michael Kirk Memorial Hotline. Until next time, I've been Gabe.
I'm Tim.
I'm Juan.
Bye.
Fuck.
This is the blood. There's so much blood.
Damn, that dude's still bleeding.
It's all over the face, neck, and chest.